Doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me get some hot water for myself.
If you needed cold water
No.
or something, just say.
Did you ask him about the film?
What are you talking about?
Is this going to be filmed? Because I always appear on the news then, from Chris Hayes.
Oh, well, okay, I don't know about Chris Hayes, but in an incident such as this, okay, to protect you, to protect me, we're going to record it, okay? Just because that way, you know, it doesn't look like you're hiding anything, it doesn't look like I'm hiding anything.
Okay.
That way I don't misconstrue something you say down the road, you know, like I misinterpret something you said, or I thought you said one thing and you actually said another, so. Okay, so again, I appreciate you coming up here and talking to us. I know that you wanted to come up here instead of talking to the scene, which is great. I guess, is there, just out of curiosity, is there a reason why you came up? Is it cooler here or something?
No,
temperature-wise?
The officer said that I'd have to go back to here to repeat everything.
Oh, okay. So
I didn't want to go anywhere.
Well, I appreciate you coming up here with us, okay, and we'll take you home.
I just want to
We
go
can
anywhere
take it home,
but
too.
there.
Anywhere but there?
So that
Fair
was
enough.
fine to come here.
Fair enough. So, Ms. Hupp, I don't know much about you. You keep throwing out these names and stuff like that. So I'm trying to stay on top of all this. But I guess let's start with. I really want to find out what happened today. So I'd like to get a very detailed account of like what happened today. And really, what I'd like to do is, if at all possible, probably start maybe like last night. You know, let's like work the 24 hours beforehand and work all the way through the incident. Make sure there's nothing that you saw or heard or something that might have happened or something like that. I don't want to miss anything. So let's try to go back like 24 hours or so, maybe yesterday afternoon, lunch.
Okay.
And let's work our way forward.
Yesterday I went to Best Buy and purchased some items and talked to the general manager there about getting a job for my nephew. Went home, got my nephew, said to bring him up, brought him up there. He talked to him for a little bit. We came back and we filled out some applications online. Went to Taco Bell, had lunch. Then I went home and then...
So what time did you go to Best Buy, did you think? If you had to guess.
Well, I was there right when it opened, so I think that's 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Because we had to wait in the parking lot a few minutes.
Okay,
So
perfect.
I think it was 10 o'clock.
St. Peter's Mall.
Yeah, by the mall. Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
And I was there, like I said, came all the way back to Fallon, got my nephew, went back up there, stayed up there a little bit, then we came back, had lunch, I dropped him off. We filled out applications, 3 applications for Best Buy. Instructions he had given us, and then I went home. And then walked my dog, fed him, did all that kind of stuff. My husband came home, I left and I went to Shop and Save at 3:30.
Okay.
Because that's when their chicken comes out fresh.
I did not
So,
know
and
that.
he wanted chicken breast. So,
Which Shop and Save?
right there by my house off of Mexico and K.
Okay. Mexico Loop Road there.
Yeah.
Like across the street from the Home Depot.
Yeah, so that was like 3:30 when I left. So we came home, we ate, and that was it. 'Cause it was raining out and stuff like that, so we didn't go out. Walked my dog a couple more times, watched the Olympics. Went to bed, woke up this morning like I always do, and fed my dog, walked him, and showered. Headed out to do errands and run around. I always stop at Conoco.
I want to just slow you down a little bit because we're starting to rush through today. So you woke up, what time did you wake up this morning?
About 7:30. Well, actually I was up earlier because I had to go let my son's dogs out. Probably about 7:15.
Okay, so you wake up at
7:15. I forgot I did that, sorry.
That's good.
Went and let my son's dogs out because he wasn't home.
Where does your son live?
Like 4 streets over.
Oh, okay, close.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you
where my
walk
nephew
there or do
lives
you
with
drive
him. I drive there.
Drive
And let his dogs out, fed them, waited till they did their thing. Then I came back home and took care of my dog, fed him, walked him, got in the shower, and headed out. And I had to get gas, so I went to Conoco down the street where I go every morning and get my soda. And
Which one's the Conoco?
right past BP, it's across from like the fire station.
The vine.
Okay.
real little one.
Yeah, kind of down in the valley.
Yeah.
Okay.
By Magnolia Street.
And you get that like every morning, you said?
Every morning I go there because I got a little card that got a free one after 10.
About what time was that, do you think?
Probably about 9:15.
Okay.
So I filled up, got my Tank 5 card, got my soda, headed up towards the mall. And
Mid Rivers.
yeah, headed up toward, I don't think I went to Mid Rivers yet. I was looking for secondhand stores because my sister-in-law's coming in town and that's what she does. She has stores and she puts stuff in. So I was looking for new ones because she was just here a couple weeks ago. So I went up Mexico Road and looked for a couple of them. I went up to Old O'Fallon. I knew, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you when you went from Conoco and then you went straight to do this, like up to the
Yeah,
mall?
I'm just running around looking for it.
Okay.
I wasn't at the mall yet because they're not open
Gotcha.
yet. I don't think they open until 10 or whatever. So I'm looking for stores for when she's coming in the 9th of September that we can go to. And so I went up Mexico looking. I went to Old O'Fallon, down throughout that way looking. I found a new one on K. Just looking for new ones. So I was driving around looking for new ones. Then I headed up towards the mall, but I don't know because I was down Mexico, so I just went to the mall. Went to Mexico to Mid Rivers.
Did you check it? Like you say, I was looking for them or found some. I checked them out. Did you like go in any of these?
No,
Oh,
I'm
you
just
didn't
finding.
shop. You were just like looking for the locations.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were in them when she was just here a week ago, so
Okay.
we did a full week of that. So no, I did not. I'm just trying to find sites for it. So I got all the way to Mid Rivers, and I went down Mexico to Mid Rivers. Went down Mid Rivers to the mall, and I was going to go into. I had to go to the bathroom, so. Where did I stop? I want to say, the bread company right there by,
I don't know.
bread company.
Like the
It's
one
right
here in
there
O'Fallon? Or no?
By the mall.
By the mall?
Is that
That's
by
right.
Barnes and Noble?
No, it's across the street. It's by, what's Pier 1?
Okay.
Is it
It's
bread
right by
company
Pier
over
1. I think it's new.
Yeah.
I stopped in there, went to the bathroom.
Okay.
And, because I've been drinking my soda. So stopped in there.
What time do you think that might have been? If you, like just before 10, or because you said the mall opens at 10?
They open at 10, yeah. I don't know what time it was. I wasn't looking at the clock
No.
then or anything like that. I was gonna go into Pier 1 and I didn't. Change my mind because it was right there. So I went up to go up to Hobby Lobby, which is off of Cave Springs.
Yep, I never had.
And I went up there and I decided not to go in there. And since I was up there, my daughter lives up that way and she's a teacher. So I didn't know if she was in school yet. So I went by her house to see if she was home. And I didn't see her car. So I drove back. And that's when I was gonna go back to the mall. So I came home, because I knew I had to let the dog out then. So I came home, let the dog out.
So you went by, I'm sorry, you went by whose house?
My daughter, who lives
What's her
off
name?
of Sarah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You said she lives off of what?
You take First Capital. I don't want people to say it on TV.
I understand.
She's a teacher, so she don't need that. Off of First Capital. And she wasn't there. I just drove down the street, she wasn't there.
Sure. So you said you circle back and went home.
Yeah, I got caught or came back down and went through, just cut through where Lindenwood is. She lives right there. Cut through there and got on the highway and went home.
Okay. And then what?
I got home, opened up the garage, pulled in, got my dog, walked him out in front so he could go pee. And he did his thing. Went back, put him inside, gave him a treat. came back out. I was gonna run back up to the mall. I was supposed to pick up a purchase that I from Best Buy and make an appointment. My appointment's Friday. I was gonna run up there, see if I could get it early. So I was gonna run back up there, and as I started pulling out and got halfway out, I noticed as I was backing out that a car came down really fast down the cross street and whipped around right in front of my driveway, because I'm right at the end. Here's the cross street and here's my driveway. So the came out and did this right in front of my driveway, and I looked up because it was so fast and startling, and somebody jumped out, and I was like, wow, somebody, I don't know what I thought, if somebody was hurt, I don't know what was going on. It was so fast. And then he ran up, I was halfway out the drive where I was parked, and he jumped in my car. He opened up the door and jumped in my car.
Which door?
The passenger.
Front or back?
Oh, front.
Or passenger front? Go ahead.
And he had a bunch of stuff in his hands. I don't know what he had, but he had a knife also, but he had something in his other arm. I don't know what he had. And he put a knife and kept going, just yelling random stuff like, you're going to take me to the bank and get Russ's money. Take me to the bank, you're going to take me to the bank. He put a knife up to my throat there and was yelling stuff. And he kept looking behind him like this. So I put it in gear, and I was thinking how it's going to get out of there when he was looking, and he kept yelling, coming back, and then he looked back again, and I hit his arm with the knife and then shot out of the car and ran inside.
Okay, so you were, I just want to make sure I understand. So you'd already been home, fed the dog, gave him a treat, and you were getting ready to leave. So when you got home, did you leave the car in the driveway, or did you pull in the garage?
I was in the garage.
Okay, so you pulled the car all the way in.
Yes.
And then you got out and you tended to the dog.
No, I did not pull it in the garage. I always pull it in the garage when I'm going to stay. But no, I stayed right there because I was leaving.
Okay,
So right where it was.
So where
it was still
where it was-
running. Yeah,
okay.
I just ran in to let him out.
Okay, so you were only in the house just a couple
I was
minutes
just-
more?
Oh, not even a couple minutes, just enough to put his leash on. I brought him out, walked him, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
All that kind of stuff.
How do you go in the house? When you pulled in the driveway to go in, how did you go in the house? Through what door?
The garage door.
Okay.
The garage, big one was open, and I ran through the garage door.
Okay, so then kind of rush through that. I just want to make sure I understand. So you went in, you let the dog out, you gave him a treat, you're ready to leave again. So you come back out of the house. How did you exit the house? How?
Out the same door.
Same door? Okay.
Yeah, I let him in the same door because the front door was locked.
Okay.
So I was coming in and I come in and out that door. Came out that door, got back in the car.
Okay.
To go again.
Okay.
And that's when the car shot around and somebody jumped out. Before I knew it, they were sitting next to me.
Okay, so let's first describe the car. Can you give a description of the vehicle?
Well, I wasn't really paying attention to the vehicle, more of the shriekness of their tires that they did. It was just a silver, it wasn't as small as like a little Toyota, a little bit bigger, but not a big one sedan. It was 4 doors.
So 4-door,
Mhm.
did you say mid-size? Is that?
Yeah, probably mid-size. Wasn't brand new.
I mean, as you reflect back, do you remember anything specific about, other than being silver, being 4 doors, anything on that? You said it wasn't that new.
No,
Anything
it
else?
wasn't like shiny, like you could tell it was. Like my crash, I just hit a 2004 Honda, kind of like older like that. You know, not that it was a piece of crap or anything, but it was, yeah.
It was a veteran car.
Yeah, grocery getter. And that's all I remember about it. It was just so fast. Like I wasn't really even looking at the car. It was like, what's this hastiness that this car's doing? This quickness. I didn't know what was going on. It was just weird. It was getting weird. And it was like, because they tore around, and he popped out, and I'm like, my first thought was, did I know him? Because they did it so fast, but then I was like, and I looked back down, and next thing I knew, he was there. So
Okay, so as I was up there for a few minutes, and I noticed that there was an orange car parked on the street.
That's my next door neighbor's. It's
Okay,
broke
that's your neighbor's
down.
car. Okay,
Mhm.
I wasn't sure. I didn't know where that
It's
came from.
broke down.
Okay.
It's been there a while.
So, I'm trying to remember how your street is. Which way did so if you're sitting in your car pointed at the garage, which way did this car come from?
Right here, the right side, that little street there. I don't know what it's called.
So the street behind you.
Behind me, yes.
Because the way I probably have you draw it out later, but so the street behind you. I know what you're talking about. I remember being there.
It's directly behind my neighbor's driveway, and I'm one over. So I could see them whip around, come out of there, and all they did was come right around, right to my house.
Okay. So he jumps out of the car. He jumps into the passenger front side of your car. And
Where does he jump out of the silver car from?
I don't know. They asked me that. I really wasn't paying attention. I want to say the back seat, but that may not be true. I keep trying to remember. I thought, and that may not be true.
Were there other people in the vehicle?
There was all I saw was a driver, because he squealed away. So I was like, what the hell? And he looked.
What was the most distinctive thing about the driver that you remember?
Dark hair, was kind of like a buzz cut, and dark skin, like Hispanic, maybe, something like that. What crosses my mind, I don't know. It could be anybody. I don't know if they were Hispanic, but that's what crossed my mind.
okay, so you got somewhat of a look of the driver.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because when he started to whip around, all I saw was like a dark dome. Sorry, but short hair like you.
Right.
Short, maybe not quite as short, but it was dark, and that's foreign in that neighborhood. It's all the same people.
Were there windows open in their vehicle, you know?
No, not that I saw. Not that I remember.
And so that's the only other person you saw in the vehicle that you could remember?
Yeah, because I really wasn't looking for people. I just noticed him when he went real fast to turn, and I looked up and I just happened to see the driver because that's who was coming around, and didn't even see the other person until they whipped in front of my driveway and he got out. Because then I wasn't just staring at him. When it first happened and I heard it and I saw it, I was like, it was just weird. And then they hurried and I looked up again and that's when they whipped, and I was like, this is weird. And kind of looked down again because I'm getting about my business, and they didn't keep going. He got out, and then the other guy squealed away real fast, and he was already there before.
So the guy squealed away before he, well, I don't want to put words in your mouth. At what point did he get out? Did he squeal away?
Well,
in comparison to what the other guy was doing.
right. As soon as he pulled around, and I wasn't looking again, I looked back down to to get ready to go and stuff, and pulled around, and I looked up again. The guy had shot out. When he pulled around, the guy shot out, and I looked down again and thought, kind of strange. I don't even know if I thought it was strange, but it was weird. And so I looked up again as he was getting out, and he squealed right off. The guy squealed right off. Like, I assume he shut the door, but I don't even know because I wasn't looking at that. I could hear it in that, and I was more looking at like, who's getting out of the car? Is it somebody I know? Because they're right in front of my driveway.
Okay. So that guy squeals away, the other guy jumps in the passenger seat of the car. I know you described him as having a knife in one hand and something else in the other.
Yeah, well, he had popped in when he opened up the door, and I don't know what I was thinking. I don't even know. He just was in there so fast, but I know he was jumbling something in this arm and had a knife in the other hand. And then he switched somehow. I don't know if he set his stuff down or dropped it. I don't know what he did, but he had put the knife in the other hand then. So, and that's when he put it up here.
Okay, you're using your right hand. Are you right or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay. Did you use your right hand because you're right-handed, or did you use your right hand because that's how you recall it happened, or?
That's how I recall that it happened. Because he had something in his right hand when he first got in, and then the first few seconds, I didn't see a knife or anything. I know he just had stuff, you know, and I was just like freaked out, and then all of a sudden he dropped stuff, and then he had a knife, so I'm guessing right.
Okay. So, what, if anything, did he say?
He said, "You're gonna take me to the bank and get Russ's money. We're going now, so get going," type stuff. And he just kept yelling stuff like that at me. And so at this time, I don't have it in gear or anything, or I do have it. No, I don't have it in gear. And I had put it in gear to go because I didn't know what to do. And then that's when I noticed he was looking back. I don't know if he was looking, because cars, I don't know what he was looking at, but he kept looking back, and I noticed that, so I put it back in the gear, and he said, "Get going right now, we're going to the bank." And then he looked back again like this, and I hit his arm, and I shot out of the car.
So when you say I put it back in gear, you mean you put it back in park? Okay.
So,
My plan was to get out of the car somehow.
so when he came up and approached you at the car door and got in, the vehicle was in reverse with your foot on the brake?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it was still in park or in reverse. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Okay, so you kind of described the guy in the silver.
I think it was in reverse, but I can't swear to it. I don't know if I put it in reverse when he said let's go, or if I already had it in reverse. I don't know, because I kept looking at him and kind of I was miscombobbled on what the hell was going on with the situation, and next thing I know, he's there.
Okay.
At that point, no, you know what? No, it wasn't. I wasn't in gear. My car was running. I had left my car running when I came out. So it was in park.
Okay.
So I don't think I ever did put it in gear.
Okay.
Okay, so you described the driver of the vehicle to the best of your ability, what you saw. Describe the guy that got in the vehicle with you.
The guy who got in with me, he had on shorts. He had on blue shorts, shortish hair, sandy blonde.
And now, forgive me, I did not go in the scene. I've not been in the scene.
Okay.
So is he a white male, black male,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hispanic male?
He's white male.
White male.
Who's taller than me. He had blue gym shorts on, and some sort of t-shirt, and sandy blonde hair, and I want to say his eyes were blue, but I'm not sure. It's not like they were like a bright blue or anything like that, noticeable. But I want to say they were light colored eyes. They weren't brown.
Okay.
I don't think. I could be wrong. I really wasn't looking at his face.
Notice any smells?
He didn't smell. The only thing I noticed is he's yelling and getting more and more upset. He was slurring his words. I thought he was drunk. I didn't smell anything at all. But he did have, I don't know what he had with him, but he kept, like the more he kept repeating himself, he was getting all excited, and he was, I thought he was drunk or on drugs or something like that, because I couldn't understand him half the time.
Right.
He was yelling crap, I couldn't even understand.
Okay, so he was slurring his words, but you didn't really smell of anything
Mm-mm.
at all.
I didn't smell anything.
Was he sweaty? Was he dirty? Was he clean?
Well, he didn't stink.
Okay.
Is he?
I didn't notice like greasy hair, like a homeless person or anything like that.
Okay.
He just looked like a normal person to
Okay.
me. I mean, he wasn't clean cut like you guys, like you're groomed, but he wasn't dirty, because I didn't smell anything or see like nasty hair or anything.
What age? About what age would you put him in?
I don't know, late 30s.
And of course, it begs the question. I don't know that we've just asked you straight. Have you ever seen this guy before?
No.
Don't know him. He doesn't look like somebody you've seen somewhere. before with somebody else? I mean, as you remember back, as you picture him in your mind, there is, you cannot make any link between this guy and you.
No, I mean, I wasn't looking directly at his face. I was trying not to look at him. I do know when he did get in, there was something familiar about him, but I don't know him. So I don't know if I don't know. He seemed familiar, like I should know him, but I do not know him.
And forgive me if Kevin asked this, did he have, I know you say he's a Caucasian male, but did he have any type of accent that was noticeable to you?
I didn't know, because he was bumbling, slurring, and at first I didn't really notice anything, but like I said, he was getting so excited and stuff. As he was yelling at me, I mean, it was like he was drunk. I mean, he was, I literally, like his tongue was this thick. I didn't know what was going on. I figured he was on something, alcohol or something. I didn't know. I knew something was not right because as he was getting excited, it was getting worse.
Okay.
The slurring was getting worse.
Yes.
The stumbling on his
Yeah.
words. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't hardly understand what he was saying. I could pick out like certain words, but he said one phrase inside made no sense. He said, I think he said it out in the garage or out in the car too. Something about killing my wife. And I'm like, I mean, I didn't say anything, but it was weird. His wording.
He said that in the car?
He said it out in the car, yelling at me, and when he was saying he was going to kill me.
Okay.
So what are the things that you could understand him say? What are the things that he said to you?
Well, at first it was kind of clear in the car because he wanted me to go to the bank to get Russ's money. And
how did he say that?
He said some curse words, and then he said, "We're going."
We can say those here.
Yeah, let me just tell us what he said.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, a lot I couldn't understand, but he said when he first got in, and he had I think I was yelling at him. I don't even remember. I think I was like, "Who are you? Get out of my car!" Blah blah blah. And he was like, "Bitch, we're going to the bank." And I'm like, then my mind just starts swirling because I'm like, going to the bank? This is so freaking weird. And I'm like, I'm not going to the bank with you. Get out of my car. And he goes, "Bitch, we're going to the bank. We're getting Russ's money." And he started getting all agitated and excited. And that's when he was yelling things. I wasn't listening because I was forming how the hell I was going to get out of the car. So he was yammering crap. Couldn't really understand him at that point. And my thought was to get the knife away and get the heck out of the car. That's all I was thinking about at that point. What he was saying, I don't know. As I ran into the garage, he ran after me. I heard the car door shut, and he was yammering stuff again about killing me. Again, my focus was to get in the house. I knew I had my phone in my pocket. I was trying to dial 911. I think I did it 3 times before it went through on my cell phone. By then I was inside, and he was trying to get the door. I was trying to hold the door. I couldn't get it locked then. And I was trying to get 911 on the phone. And he was saying stuff. And then the door he got in, it flew open, and I ran into the bedroom. He was yelling stuff. And as I was going in the bedroom, something again about killing my wife, him and Stevie. Me and Stevie, you're going to kill your wife. And so I don't know who that is. I don't know a Steven or a Stevie or Steve. I don't know what he was talking about. He was it was really hard. It's like his sentences weren't formed by then.
Mm-hmm.
And so none of it made any sense, but he did keep saying, "Get in the car." I ran in the bedroom. I tried to, I shut that door. I was trying to get it locked, wouldn't latch. Got a problem with the door. And I got my gun, turned around, got my gun, nightstand right there, and he was pounding on the door. And once it flew open, that's when I shot him. And I just kept shooting him because he just kept standing there.
How many times did you say you pulled the
I
trigger?
unloaded the whole gun.
Okay. So you pulled the trigger until it stopped firing?
I just kept pulling until it stopped.
Okay, so and again, because I haven't been there yet, and I don't know what it looks like. Did any rounds go? Are there going to be any bullet holes in the door into the bedroom, or do you think that the door was fully?
No, I was
open?
in the bedroom.
I understand that, but you said the door flew open, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't start shooting until that door flew open and he was standing right there, ready to approach into the bedroom. And I just started shooting and walking towards him because I wanted to be sure I hit him. Because everybody kept saying that's a little gun and blah blah blah, and I better reclose. So once that door opened and he was there, I just started shooting and walking towards him until I didn't have him more.
I don't want to jump too far ahead too fast, but inside the room, you know what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up getting some pieces of paper and having you sketch out some things like your bedroom.
You know what? If this garage door's here, bedroom's right there.
No, I know, but like I'm talking about like no, I understand that, but like where the bed is inside.
Oh, okay.
Like I just want to figure out where you were standing, where he was standing.
Well, I was standing right.
Because I have not walked in the house. I have no. I can. All I can do is go off the visual of what you're telling me, and other than that, I haven't seen any pictures or anything.
Yeah, there's only 3 pieces of furniture in the bedroom, and the nightstand as you walk in the door is right here. So I ran right for it, got my gun.
Okay, so the bed on the far wall.
Yeah.
Let me get. You know what? I'm gonna step out for a second, get some white pieces of paper, and I'll be right back. So sit right in.
Should I tell him or just wait?
Just hold on. So let me get just paper.
Get a piece of paper. It's easier to visualize it if we're seeing it actually drawn. You good on water?
Yeah.
Okay. What type of gun? What type of gun do you? I mean, was in the nightstand? You said it was a little gun. I didn't know.
I want to say a 32. Okay. Is that a gun? It's got a.
Or maybe a 380.
Well, maybe that's it. I just got it for Christmas last year.
Okay.
After the one gal stalked me, that's what I got for a Christmas present.
From husband? How long you guys been married?
35 years.
Oh boy. Congratulations on long marriage. That's a long time.
Okay, let's do this. So let's, I guess for this one, since we're talking about the bedroom right now, why don't you draw the bedroom?
Okay.
Like where the bed is, you talk about the nightstand, where's the nightstand, where's the door, where you were standing.
Garage door. Here's the bedroom door. Inside the bedroom, here's a wall. There's a little wall, and here is the basement door.
Where does this wall go? Like that?
It goes right to this doorway. Okay. It's a little hallway, and there's 3 doors. This door, that door, and that door. There's nowhere to go.
Okay.
And when you say garage door, you mean the door that goes into the residence from the garage?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And this comes to here. It's really not like it's just 3 doors right there in a little circle, and so you go in here, and here's a long window. Here's a long window with the drapes. And here is a nightstand. That's where my gun is. The bed is right here. And along this wall here is a dresser. And here is the bathroom.
And those are pretty much the only 3 things in the
That's
bedroom.
all that's in there.
Perfect. Okay.
That's all that's in there. So as he was pushing on the door and I'm trying to dial 911 and hold him, but hoping he'd get tired of it and leave, and he didn't. I was just trying to keep him from coming in. As he pushed the door open, I ran right in here to my nightstand. I shut the door, ran to the nightstand, came back around here. As he was pounding on the door flew open. I was probably standing anywhere like here, As it flew open, he's right there, and I just started shooting and walking out towards him shooting.
Okay, so you just said like he's standing there. Or were you that close in proximity?
Oh,
to him?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask a couple
Yeah,
questions real
absolutely.
quick? So when you say he came in through here, correct?
Mhm.
When you came in through here and you got through, and you said you held him off for a bit, were you able to shut the door?
Yeah.
Or was it a struggle over the door?
Yeah, it was a struggle over the door and me trying to call 911.
At the same time?
Yeah, because he was right behind me. So I shut the door and I couldn't get it locked, and I was reaching for my phone and I dialed 911 when it
Was your
through.
phone kept in your pocket or do you have a clip?
My pocket.
Okay.
I always keep it in my back pocket. So I was calling 911 and he's trying, I'm just holding the door because I couldn't get it locked because it wouldn't, the little latch, he kept pushing, it was coming over.
What type of latch is it?
Well, the doorknob.
No, okay.
Like the knob, like you need it closed to be able to lock it.
Yeah.
And
Is it a push
wouldn't.
button lock?
I think it's a little turn one.
Okay.
Little
So like a
tiny one.
deadbolt, or
Mm.
or just on the handle.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a little
So we're not
tiny
doing
piece
this stuff.
of
We're doing
crap,
this.
really.
Understood.
Yeah, so I couldn't get that and dial 911. It was more important for me to dial 911 in my head, so I was trying to get some help. And just a few seconds.
Okay.
It was just a few seconds. 911 came on. I started yelling, and he burst through the door.
So when so you're here in this door, you come in, he's right on your tail, as you
Yes.
said. You weren't able to get the door shut, or you were?
I were.
You was able to get the door
I
shut,
was.
but you weren't able to lock it?
No.
Okay. And this is at the point where you made your first 911 call where you
Yes.
spoke to somebody?
Did not the first time.
You did not. It was just, you
It
were
wouldn't
able-
go through.
Okay,
So I did it again.
okay. And you did it again here?
Yeah, I'm standing the whole time against the door, trying to keep him out, and he's
Usually-
pushing the door. We're going back and forth.
And how are you holding the door? With what part of your body?
I think I'm just leaning against it. I think I was doing different things. At first I was doing my hands till I got my phone, and then I was trying to use my back, and then I was trying to use my side. So I was,
Okay.
whatever, depending on how forceful he was getting, what I was using is I'm trying to redial.
Okay. So that's your first time, and I guess your fingers aren't working?
No, they worked.
Just couldn't get through to 911 though?
It wouldn't go through. I mean, get my phone.
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because do you mind if we take a look at your phone and see? Because I would love to see what the 911
We'll
call.
bring it in here because I'd like to see too.
Well, it's out on the desk, but we'll.
Yeah, I would see how many times I dialed.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I just wanted to,
I would say a couple times. I
Okay.
dialed it trying to get through. I could see it wasn't going through. I couldn't hear anybody, so I would just hang up, try again, and he's bumping me on the door and stuff. So then he just was, once I got them, I was focused on that, and he pushed it open.
okay.
and I
So when you got when you got through with 911, you were still in this vicinity?
Yes.
All right, so then you get a hold of them.
Mhm.
And you stayed there until either he pushed through or did you retreat first?
No, he pushed through.
He pushed through.
He pushed through too much. I couldn't hold him back anymore, so I retreated and ran.
Okay, and then you ran through here into your bedroom door?
Yes.
All right, and where was he at when you reached your door?
Where was he at?
And was he still behind there or was he on the
Well,
other
he
side
was
of the door?
behind me, so I don't know. As soon as I went in there, I shut the door and
You shut
ran to there. I wasn't even paying attention where
Okay.
anybody was. I was just going for my gun.
And you shut the door here, you said?
Yes, I shut the door.
And you tried to lock it, but
No, I didn't try to lock it, or you can't lock it.
okay, because I
I
remember
don't
you
know
said
if
something.
I tried. I might have tried it, but you have to lift. It's actually, you have to lift up the door because it's not even and stuff like that. So I may have tried to lock it. I think I just ran there.
Okay.
I don't know if I shut it and tried to lock it and gave up.
I was just curious because
ran.
earlier
I'm
you
not
said that
sure.
door
I
had
mean,
problems.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
You can't lock it unless you want to take a minute, push it up and align it and lock it.
All right.
So
And you're still on the phone with 911 at this point?
I still have them on the phone, yes. I
Okay.
wasn't listening to what they were doing. I just had the phone because I was concentrating on other stuff.
Is he saying anything through this point?
Yeah, this
verbalized?
is where he starts yelling that crap again about killing my wife, him and Stevie killing my wife or some weird, bizarre crap, and get in the car. He just kept yelling, get in the car, and I don't know what I said. I don't know if I said no, I get out. I don't know what I said.
All right. But you're still on the phone with 911?
Yes.
All right.
Still
And you're on the phone with 911 when you come through your bedroom
I'm
door?
on with the whole time. Till you guys come, I'm on the phone with them.
Okay. All right. So you come through the door
hmm
and you go straight to your night dresser.
Correct.
When you reach your night dresser, do you know where he's at this point?
I do not.
Okay. Where within your night dresser is your gun located?
There's a drawer, and then there's 2 pulled doors. It's right in the door, sitting right there.
So you just open it up and it's right there on a shelf?
Yeah.
Okay. And you always keep it loaded?
Since I got followed last year.
All right. And like he said, we haven't looked at the gun.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it.
So is it an automatic? Is it a revolver?
It's got the little spin thing. So
Okay.
you put the bullets in and it
Okay.
spins.
Is that gun registered to you or your husband?
Me.
You.
I think me. We went to Denny Dennison's down south and got it
Okay.
last year.
So it's a revolver?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And you just always kept it in the doors?
Yes, my husband's gun is in
Yes.
there also. There's also a shotgun from his father that he just got that stands up next to it by the window here.
Okay, so there's 2 other firearms right in that
Yes,
vicinity.
and I think he might have another hunting gun, shotgun maybe, I'm not sure. He just got that one. His father died and his brother gave it to him. It's never been shot. It is loaded. His theory is use the shotgun, not the handgun, because that will get him for sure. That's just what everybody kept saying to me, but I'm not comfortable with that. I do shoot the revolver. We do go out to land and shoot, so.
All right, so you grab the revolver,
Mhm.
and as soon as you grab it, and you turn around,
Mhm.
where is he at that point?
You're banging on the door.
Banging on this door?
Mhm.
Okay.
Because I turned around, grabbed it. I have a case there. I had it sitting. It's not zipped up or anything like that.
It's in a case that's not zipped.
Correct.
Okay.
It's in a case that not. So I just reached in, grabbed it, turned around, and
Where's your phone at this time?
in my other hand, to my
Okay.
hand,
All right.
because I'm still yelling. Yeah, I had it in my hand the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah. And I turned around to come this way, and I was just waiting to see if he broke, which I knew he would because I couldn't lock it. And I just stood there,
All right.
and it was just a couple seconds.
Stood
and
where?
one of these X's, I'm not sure.
At the edge of your bed.
It's so small in there, you'll see, there's not really anywhere to go. I mean, because the door is right there.
No.
So I turned around, reached in, I grabbed it, turned around, and I just was waiting to see if he broke in or if he would get scared and run away.
Right. And you say break in through this door. Did he open the door or break the door?
He didn't, I don't know if he opened it or if it popped open because it doesn't latch very well.
All right.
So I don't know if because his pounding opened it or he opened it. I don't know. It opened.
Okay.
It flew open and I started shooting.
Okay. Well, we're trying to. I understand.
Yeah,
Some of
I'm
these
just trying to remember.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
sorry.
just-
Some of these questions might seem.
No,
like,
I'm trying
we're
to rehash
be-
it in my mind.
I
I'm not
understand.
trying to be rude. It's just like,
And we just want to make sure we're clear on every
We
detail
fully
we can.
understand, yeah.
my first thought was not only to get my gun, but equal first thought was don't drop my phone. Because I wanted him to be able to find me if he got me in the car.
Let me ask you this. When he came into this room, did he have anything in his hands?
I don't know. I don't know. He
When
was
it-
just standing
Well, I
there.
understand. But when he got out of the car and he chased you up to this door, do you remember at any point during this time him having something in his hand?
No. But I don't remember him not having anything either. I don't. At that point when he was chasing me, it's always to my back, so I don't know.
understand that.
And then when I was doing the door, I couldn't see him. So as I started running to my bedroom and he started yelling stuff, and I think I did actually turn around once when he started gibbling some stuff about killing my wife or whatever he was saying, and I kind of turned around. I don't know, he was still yelling, get in the car, and I think I was still yelling back at him. So I'm not sure how that interaction went as I'm trying to get into my bedroom, but he was still just coming in, saying all this stuff. So I don't know if he had anything. I don't remember him having anything in his hand.
When he came through the door here,
Mm-hmm.
you don't remember him having anything in his hands.
No,
Do you remember him saying anything at that point?
I don't remember that, no. I don't remember. All I remember, and just kind of blanked out there, is that once that door flew open, because I was so hoping it wouldn't, once it did, I just started shooting. And my thought, I just moved forward on him and kept shooting. My thought was to try to get past this doorway.
At what point did you know you hit him?
I knew I hit him the first time, or I thought I hit him the first time, but he just stood there and looked at me. And so I just kept on shooting because he was just standing there like, so I assumed I hit him because I was this close. I was so close.
So you're legitimately.
I'm walking at him.
So the first time you shot him, would you say you're further than this away from him? Me and you?
Maybe this far.
So,
Maybe
okay.
from here to you.
And the door opens out? The door
It opens into the bedroom.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah.
So if I was coming into your bedroom, it would open this way or this way?
Towards me, yes. So I'm standing here and in one of these positions here in front of the door, it swings open. I'm standing there, I'm ready.
Okay.
And it swings open and we're just eye to eye and I just start shooting and walking forward because my first thought was to get past this door jam.
Okay.
Didn't even think about I'm shooting him, hitting him. Wasn't thinking about that. I knew I had to get around this person and get back out somehow.
At what point did he fall? Do you remember?
I had shot quite a few times.
Before you fell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quite a few times.
If you had to guess on that, how many shots you think you fired?
I don't know, I did all of them that was in there.
You
And
know
I
how
think
many?
it was full,
Do you know how many rounds go in that
I think
particular
6.
weapon? 6.
I'm guessing. I unloaded all of them. I think it was full, but I don't know for sure. But I think it was. It did not seem, when I hear it in my head, that I heard 6 booms, but
So do you think you hit him all 6 times?
I do.
You did.
Yeah, because I walked as close to him as I could till he fell down.
Good.
Did he say anything?
No. When that door flew open, he just looked at me and I just started shooting right away. I mean, he didn't even have time to respond. I don't even know if he saw that I had that. I don't know if he even knew what he was going to do when he did that because he was so heightened by then.
But when you started shooting at him, by the time you fired you opened the door and you fired your first shot, until you left the residence, did he say anything else? Did he verbalize anything else?
He never moved off the floor. Never moved. I got my dog
Where was your dog at during this whole thing?
running around going nuts.
Okay.
He didn't know what was going on.
So you standing right about here,
Mhm.
did you shoot directly, would you say straight at the doorway, at an angle at the doorway? Do you remember?
I don't know about angles. All I know is when it flew open and I was standing in the vicinity of facing the door, as soon as it opened, I started walking at the same time right at him.
Okay.
So the door is cut at an angle. It's not flat like this anyway.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's
Yeah.
one of those because you got 3 doors and it curves, it's on an angle anyway. So all I knew is I was hoping he didn't get through it, but if the door came open, I was gonna be ready. And when it did and we locked eyes, right away I started shooting and walking towards him, kept shooting because I started and he just stood there. And I was like, it wasn't working. But I think it was, it just wasn't, I didn't see anything at first. He didn't fall at first and then he fell. And I
So-
hurried, got my dog and went outside. I still had the phone and
Let me ask you this. So when you go to the range and how you showed us, so the door opens up and you start shooting. Where's your cell phone at this time?
I still have it in my hand. I'm shooting. I still have my
You're
phone.
shooting with the cell phone in your hand?
I must have used one hand because I never put the phone down. I had that gal on the line the whole time.
So do you think you fired those
Well,
shots?
that's how I do it at the range. I had to use one hand because when I went outside, it was in my left hand, my phone, when I was talking to her. Or as I was walking out, I'm giving her my address. Please come, 1260, because she's going, what's your address? And all that. So I was talking to her, but I'm right-handed, so I had to use one hand and shoot them.
So do you believe you fired those shots while you were on the 911, while you were on the phone with
Absolutely.
the 911 dispatch?
Absolutely, yes. I
So
was
while
on
you were-
with 911 from the time he started breaking in. I was on it until I went out. I got my dog, went out in the garage. She said, you guys are coming. She was still talking to me. I was still saying they're not here, because it seemed like forever. And once you guys came, she goes, they're there, hang up. And I did. So the whole thing was on 911 call.
When you walked out, where'd you put the gun and?
Well, after I shot him, I put the gun on the bed. Because I didn't want to carry it out. I didn't want anybody to get freaked out and shoot me.
Okay, so it's just laying on the bed?
Yeah.
Okay. And it should have no more live rounds in it?
It started clicking.
Okay.
So they get stuck or there's some hit, I don't know. But
Okay.
I kept clicking and clicking and clicking and it just wouldn't come out anymore.
So when you stepped over him,
hmm
where did you go?
I went right, he's here, laying. I think he's up like against here. That's how he fell. And
Excuse me.
these are all compact, so I had to step over them and really the garage door's here. And I went out the door.
And then
I went and got my dog out of the living room first.
After you stepped over him?
There was no way to get around him. He's laying right there in front of my door.
Okay. And when you stepped over him, he wasn't moving? Did you make any observations of him when you stepped over him?
No, I was worried about getting my dog and getting out of there. All I knew is he was down and he wasn't moving as far as I could tell or saying anything. So that was good for me at that point.
Do you know where you hit him? I mean, did you take aim?
I was
take
going
the body
right
part?
here. I was going right for the mass.
Okay.
I know I'm not good enough shot to shoot you in the head because that was too.
When's the last time you went to the range before this?
I've never been to the range.
Or you and your husband go out shooting, you said?
Yeah,
When's the
that was
last
last fall.
So about a year ago almost? Quite shot,
Yeah.
just shy of a year?
Mhm.
Okay. So that's the first time
I
you
grew
shot?
up shooting. No, I grew up shooting.
No, was that the first time you shot that gun?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because you
It
said
was
you
the first
got,
time we broke
you got
it
that
up.
for Christmas?
Yeah.
And where'd you buy that?
What did I say? Down south.
Something with a D, I thought.
Denny Dennison.
Yeah.
Denny Dennis,
Did you-
something like that. 2 first names.
All right, so you stayed on the phone until we got there,
Yeah.
correct? All right. What time did your husband go to work this morning?
He leaves about 6:30 maybe, really early.
And no one else visited at your house? Besides these guys who showed up, there's no one else that was in your house today?
Not that I know of. I would hope not.
But you didn't have,
Didn't have any friends
No,
over?
I'm sorry.
No, I had no friends over and there's nobody else in the house.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant. No.
It's just me and my husband.
Okay, that's what I meant. All right.
So stepping back just kind of in the timeline prior in the day, and I just want to make sure we didn't miss any big gaps or anything. 9:15, you go to Conoco, get the soda, you went looking for thrift stores, you went to the mall, you went to stop at Bread Company by Pier 1 for the restroom, you went to Hobby Lobby, but didn't go in, you went and checked on your daughter. And then this call, what time did this call come out? What time did we get the 911 call? I don't even know, I'll have to double check.
Somewhere around 11, I'm guessing around 11:50, 12 o'clock, but I'm not certain on that.
It had to be that because I came back home and let my dog out. And I only let him go a few hours at a time because he's still young.
Did you eat lunch? You didn't eat anywhere or anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anything to drink today, alcohol-wise?
No, I wish.
Are you on any prescription medication or anything like that? No. Okay.
Nope.
You know what? While we were drawing, why don't we have her draw? Will you draw like the driveway and the street and kind of how they pulled up and where he jumped in it and stuff like that? You know what we do? We just initial that. Awesome. Thank you.
I'm gonna step out real quick. She's doing that.
That street. It comes into my street. And here's my driveway. Here's the house here. There's my neighbor. He's just about right there.
So we drive. So which one's yours?
This one.
Okay.
Just so you see
No,
how
I'm
close
with
that street is. They came. I had pulled in. I was parked. The car was running. Left it running. Ran inside. Did the dog thing. Came back out. Was in the car. Sitting in the car. As soon as I had got in there, I saw somebody tear out and come like this. And it caught my eye when they tore out of there because it's a very quiet street. And as they got here, the guy jumped out. My car's about right here, let's say. He jumped out. I looked up. I seen the car pull here because it was I saw it kind of, and then I saw it pull here. And when he jumped out, I looked up. I saw him jump out, and he came up. And before I knew it, he was inside my car.
So I know this is a rough drawing. Were you actually on the side? Were you parked on the side of the driveway, like hanging off the driveway like that, or is that just?
Hanging off the driveway. That's just a really.
No, that's fine. I was just making sure.
No, but I'm on the side because usually I pull in. That's my side.
Okay.
So the garage door was still open. I was still getting my stuff together. I was putting my purse down, when all this is going on. And that's when he got into the car. And then from there, like I said, he hopped in when he had crap in his arms. I don't know what happened to it. I was like, who are you? Get out of my car. And that's when he said, you need to go to the bank, and we're going to the bank to get money. It's Russ's money, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who are you? I just was yelling, and he was yelling stuff, and then he started getting really agitated, and that's when he had the knife put the knife up then. And he said,
how did he hold the knife to you? Like, what did he?
Right here.
Like
right like that, yeah.
Did
he didn't touch me.
I was just saying,
No, he didn't touch me, but he had it right there. I could see it, and then that's when I was thinking, I need to get the hell out of the car.
What kind of knife is it? I'm assuming we're going to find the knife there somewhere.
I knocked it out of his hand. It should be in the car.
Okay, so it's in the car somewhere?
Yeah.
Do you know, is it a steak knife? Is it a...
It wasn't a steak knife, but it wasn't a huge butcher knife.
Okay.
So it was like in between.
Okay.
But it would be like one, I don't know what it looked like, but the size-wise, like something you would cook with. You might cut meat with it, but not a steak knife.
Okay.
So it had a thick blade.
Okay.
So it was pretty good. It's probably my imagination. It seemed like it was this big.
Sure.
In my imagination, but it was real thick blade.
Sure.
So,
and so whatever else he had in his hands also.
well, he immediately dropped that.
Drop what?
Whatever he had.
Okay.
I just know he got in, and as I looked over, and was yelling, "What are you doing in my car?" and stuff. I know he dropped stuff because then he, I didn't initially see him with the knife. He had to have it, but then he whipped that up, and that's what he was threatening me with.
So does the name Stevie that you talked about, does that ring a bell to you?
Yeah, that's the goof name he kept saying, him and Stevie.
No, I know he said that. What I'm asking is, does that relate to a person that you know?
No, I don't know a Stevie.
You don't know a Stevie or
not
Stevie?
that I can think of. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Not really, Steven.
No Steven, no Stevie.
Mm-mm.
What's this? What do you? What he's mentioning? You say he's going to kill your wife, or is that what he said?
Something about him and Stevie are gonna kill my wife or killed my wife. At first I thought he said, me and Stevie killed your wife. And I know, and I remember in that instant thinking, this guy, I don't know what's wrong with him. Because he was, blah, blah. Could hardly understand him, so maybe I just didn't understand what he was saying.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
Something about him and this guy killing somebody's wife,
Okay.
is what he said. The context I heard in my head with his mumbling was, kill my wife, is how I heard it. So didn't make any sense to me at all. And then he kept yelling, just get in the car, get in the car.
So when you knocked the knife out of his hand, where do you think that fell?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if it was on your side of the car or his side of the car.
Don't know.
No.
Don't know.
Um,
Don't know.
Okay, so we've drawn a picture of the street and your house. We've drawn a picture of the bedroom. So nothing. Never saw this guy before.
I
Never.
don't think so. I don't think so.
And the vehicle, the silver 4-door, you never saw that before?
You know what? That was so nondescript. Everybody has a silver car.
Okay.
It was just very nondescript, but it was older. That's the only description. You know what I mean? It wasn't new by any means. But I don't know if I've seen him before or not. I don't think I have, but like I said, when he got out, my first instinct was it was somebody I knew. It's something familiar about him, but I think that's why my whole brain was so jumbled, like something happened, like maybe somebody got hurt. I don't know what I thought. Something happens, emergency, because they were moving so fast on me, you know?
Okay. So at what point did you call your husband? Because you said he was going to come up here?
Oh, just before we came here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, he actually called me.
Okay.
So somebody called him. He said somebody called him. I kept saying who, and I couldn't hear what he was saying. I was too.
So somebody called, he said somebody called him.
I think he said somebody called him.
So you stayed on with the 911 dispatcher until police arrived?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And did you stay in the garage until they got there? Or
Yes.
Did you, okay, you
I
didn't
came
exit
out.
the garage or get
Yeah,
back?
well, I came out into the driveway looking. I was going back and forth. I was pacing. So I would come out of the garage, I'd look, and I'd tell her they're not here yet, I'd go back in. And she asked me, I think at one point, is he still in the house? I said, yes, he's still in the house, and all that kind of stuff. And then, because I told her I'd shot him, and then she said, I don't know if she said it, and I don't even know. I want to say she said, is he breathing, or she probably didn't. I think I'm making that up. I don't know.
Okay. Did you ever go back to the car? Or did you just leave the car? I don't know, was the car
was
running? Okay.
Yeah, the car was still running.
So it was
I
running
did not
probably
go
when you
back
got
in
there?
it.
Okay.
Unless they turned it off. Actually, I think when the police came, they turned it off.
Okay.
He went on my side and he turned it off.
Well, she's drawn the map of the street, kind of where the car came from and where it went, how the guy ran up on the passenger side of the vehicle. She said she didn't go back. She never went back to the vehicle after she called 911 and after the police got there. Like after the shooting occurred, she didn't. She exited the house and she said she stayed in the garage. She went to the
driveway.
To the driveway.
I kept going up the driveway because she kept
pacing.
saying they were coming, so I kept looking, but I kept pulling my dog back, and I think she had said something about go to a neighbor, or can you go to a neighbor? I think she said that, or maybe a policeman said that. I'm not sure, but I know the lady next door just called on my dog the other day, so I couldn't go there, and nobody else was home. Got a citation for that, so
For a barking dog
Barking dog.
or a dog off a leash?
off the leash. My puppy, I have my front yard going pee. I mean, she's old. She's 80-something years old. She hates dogs. I get it. It's my fault. And the guy was very nice, the park ranger. He felt embarrassed because he's a puppy. But whatever. So I couldn't really go there because she doesn't really like me. And the other ones aren't home. So I had nowhere to go. So I didn't want to get too close to the door. But I think she asked me if he's, God, I want to say, because I know I kept looking in the door. I went back a couple times to look because I kept telling her if he's there. I think I might have said he's laying on the floor because I could see him still laying there. Because he's right in front of my bedroom door and the garage door because they go right into each other. And he was laying right there. So I kept seeing he was still laying there. So I kept going out there in case he got up and had to run, but just waiting for the police. And she just had me on the phone until you guys got there. And then she said, hang up.
I got just a couple things. Would the dog, when this happened, you may have said this and I may not remember. The dog, where was the dog at when he came into the house? Do you remember?
Well, he runs loose. So I know at first he came because I ran on the back door and he always comes to the back door.
You talked through the garage?
Yeah, through the garage. And I call that the back door.
Okay.
You're right, the garage door. And he came to run in, and then with all the banging and stuff, he ran out. So I don't know where he went.
Okay.
Wasn't paying attention to him. He doesn't bark. He's just a puppy, so I think he got scared. Not sure where he went.
Okay. Did he ever come into the bedroom?
No. Unless, like when I was behind closed doors, maybe came where that guy was standing, maybe came up to him. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay, so you don't remember him being in the bedroom?
Mm-mm.
What's the dog's name?
Hooper.
Hooper. So, Hooper, you don't remember him being in the bedroom at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And when this, I'm gonna jump around a little bit, and when this guy came through the back door, the garage door, and you're holding it up or pounding it or anything like that, did you get any injuries? Is there anything we need to photograph bruise-wise, or,
So,
oh, sorry, any, you know, because if he's a big guy, and I don't know how big he
he
is.
wasn't like you.
Okay,
He was more like him, I think.
okay.
Just normal. He was just normal. Taller than me, but just normal. It's not like I'd look at you and go, shit, I'm in trouble. It wasn't like that. It would be more, I didn't even think anything,
Okay.
you know, as far as that. As far
Yeah,
as
I just want to make sure that there's no there's possible bruises on your back or your arms or.
I don't think so. I'm still in physical therapy from my accident, so I got so many aches and stuff.
Did the medics look at any of your?
No, they didn't look at anything.
Okay. And when he came through the bedroom door,
Mm-hmm.
because you let go and you ran straight into the bedroom door,
Yeah, I was not trying to.
and it wasn't locked or anything, the bedroom door. So was he pounding on that door too?
Yes.
Was he trying to get in the doorknob or just pounding on? Kind of clarify that for me.
I heard pounding. I don't know what he was doing. I was busy getting my gun and turning back around, and it was just like that fast. The door was open. So whether he was, I don't know what he was doing. I do know he was pounding on the door, because I stood there and waited to see if he was going to come through
So
it.
you came through the door and you had time to go to your dresser.
Yeah.
And then come back to the front of your bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then he opened the door.
Mm-hmm.
What, I know this might be a lot to ask, but if you had to guess, what type of time frame are you looking at there?
Well, from here to the door, there's a little walk, so it's the length of a bed. So I ran in, opened it, grabbed it, and turned right back around and start walking towards the door. And at some point, it was open and we were face to face.
Okay. And this is another part I just want to clarify. Because when you described it originally, you said you did it like a tactical, where you have both hands up, like what we call an isosceles position. Are you familiar with isosceles position?
I know that I try to shoot both ways. When we're doing target practice,
Is this you and your husband?
Yeah, I shoot, and then as I start getting tired, I have to use the second hand and stuff. But I shoot both ways. But
When you say both ways, what do you mean?
well, with two hands or one hand.
Okay.
Normally, when I talk about shooting, I do this because
Okay.
that's just
So
that's
if you were,
that's just what I do.
so if you were to shoot him, you were still on the phone when the shots
Mhm.
came at. Do you remember where your phone was at that time?
In my hand.
I understand. I understand that. I'm sorry. Where in relation to your body? Was it up to your ear? Was it down to your waist? Was it?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Trying to think if I could hear her. I think at one point I had put it up yelling to her, maybe at one point between getting it and him pounding, maybe. After that, I don't know.
Okay. Here's another question for you I have, because it's unusual, here's what I say, without some type of tactical training or military training, law enforcement training is to fire and then approach the target. Where'd you learn that? Or is it? I mean,
I did it.
What reason I ask is, I mean, when you and your husband go out, does he, besides the shooting, do you guys work on tactical movements or something like that? You?
We just shoot at a target on a tree.
Okay.
Because my thought was to get the hell out of that room is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be pinned in that small space because my room's really small because there just was no way to get out. If he got in, I wasn't getting out. So to walk forward at him partially was I wanted to get out of that room and partially was I wanted to be sure I hit him.
And he was not advancing at that point. You
Well,
were.
I was advancing.
Yes, but he was.
No, well, he had just knocked the door open and I started shooting.
Okay.
And I'm walking as I'm shooting.
All right.
So, because as soon as that happened and I shot, he just, nothing. So I didn't even think I hit him because he just stood there then. And I just kept shooting and then when my dog was running all over the place and.
So you said you haven't had anything to drink. You said you don't take prescription medications or anything like that, right?
No.
So when was the last time you say you had something to drink?
It's today, Tuesday, Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Mhm.
And
I'm
then,
not an every night drinker, no.
and then
Or Friday night.
prescription medication or anything like that, or you don't do anything? Do you do any illegal narcotics or anything like that? Okay. Prescription medication. When's the last time you think you took something prescription?
Well, I just had a shot block in my right shoulder. I don't know, probably ibuprofen. I'm sorry, I took a muscle relaxer last night because I got a torn something in here, so they just did a block in it a week ago.
What's the muscle relaxer?
It starts with the B. My pain manager gave it to me. I took it last night before I went to bed so I could.
Do you take that just periodically, or do you take it?
Well, since I've had this accident, I'm taking that every night until, because as you can, these are like rocks.
I noticed you're wearing glasses. Were you wearing glasses during this whole thing? So
They're cheaters. They're dollar store cheaters.
Okay, so you use it for reading basically and stuff like that. So daily driving around town.
No, they're for reading.
Okay. So where did those come from?
I had them on my shirt still.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I always keep them here.
Okay, and then
Because I'm good unless you go, sign here or something like that, then I have to have them. So I always keep glasses here.
Okay. We're in your house in the hallway. Is it well lit? Is it with the lights on?
No lights were on, but I have most of the windows open and stuff. So yeah, it's not dark.
Bedrooms, plenty of light.
It's not dark, no, the bedroom's dark. The bedroom's dark.
Because of why is it dark?
Because the drapes are closed.
So
it's always
those two
it's a
windows
dark
have
room.
drapes. It's dark.
Yeah, they have and they have blinds underneath them. It's just always we keep it dark because my husband likes it nice and cool in at night because it's just how it is all the time. I mean, it's not like dark like night dark. It's dark for the day. I mean, it's if you shut your drapes in your bedroom, that's what it's like.
Sure, I'm with you. Okay, I'm trying to think of all the any more details here. Go ahead.
Obviously, there's some history with past things, and that's why they said they wanted Russ's money, correct? They said something about Russ going to the bank. Kind of got to dig in a little bit.
He said it's
Oh, the
one
financial
point the
aspect.
money that I stole from Russ. At one point in the car, because he kept saying, "We're going to the bank. You're getting Russ's money," and I'm like, "Get out of my car! Who are you? What are you talking about?" At first, I didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. And at one point, he had said, "The money you stole from Russ."
When I stepped out, you guys discussed that all, okay?
No, I mean,
I think I told
Yeah,
one of the other officers.
Okay.
He had said that at some point, and still it didn't click with me. I was just worried about getting out of there and what the hell. The guy was so thick-tongued that even when he said stuff, it took, with everything going on and how he was talking, a second for like, what the hell is this guy talking about? It just was so mumble jumble, it didn't make sense. Some of them weren't complete sentences. It was frightening.
Not to get too personal here, but can you kind of fill us in on the financial aspect of the Faria stuff and where all that stands now?
She had signed over me as beneficiary, and I was paid out.
How much?
$150,000.
Okay.
And I still have that $150,000.
Okay.
And that's known to people that I still have the $150,000 because broadcasted that, because at one point when I was talking to prosecutors up in Lincoln County, she kept going, do you have that money? Can I see your account? You know, whatever. And I just brought it up to her in cash and gave it to her. And so when I was at trial for it,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. That was the judge asking for that, or the prosecutor?
Prosecutor. She
Prosecutor
was asking to see if I still had. She goes, do you still have the money? I said, yeah. And she goes, well, can you show me that you still have it?
Okay.
Whatever.
So you brought it up and showed her.
And I did. And I brought up a bag and I gave it to her. And I had cash in it. And then when I was at the trial with the girls for the money.
So you took the money up in a bag?
Yeah,
to show her?
I did.
You couldn't just bring her a bank receipt?
I didn't have a bank receipt.
Oh.
I had,
Okay, no.
You have
just
it
had
cash.
cash
Okay.
at that time.
All right.
At that time.
So now
The
it's
cash
not,
in a bag.
But
now it's
it was
not
a big
cash.
bag.
Yeah.
But it was. But I have to remember again, I do have brain injury, so a lot of stuff that makes sense to me does
Listen.
not make sense. I know everybody goes, you're in that case. I'm not.
I didn't say that at all.
That makes sense to me at that time.
Fair enough. Different.
So then I went to trial. The girls tried to sue me for the money, though they've never been beneficiary. Russ was the beneficiary.
Okay.
And they lost.
Okay.
But at that trial, Russ was there.
Okay.
So he knew.
Was this when was this in relation to his
This just happened
criminal?
in January. He just got out.
So he had just been released when you went back to trial for the daughters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he knew the cash story.
Okay.
And he knew, because he was sitting behind us at the trial, that I still had the money.
Okay.
And right after that, the place, I don't think he knows this, but the place where I had my hair done, him and his cousin went there and confronted a hairdresser there.
Was this all film?
Yeah, and the police were called and
I remember
everybody.
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
and because somebody wrote something on Facebook. That's how violent he is. And they came and were screaming at this poor girl because they didn't like what she wrote. And I know there was a gun involved with the owner. Everybody was getting that worked up and stuff. The police were called. I don't know what happened to it. I do know that talking to the prosecutor and stuff,
At St. Charles or Lincoln?
Lincoln.
Still? Okay.
Channel 2 Fox News, Chris Hayes was notified and decided to suppress that story because he didn't want it out about him, which I blame him for. This guy has behavior. He's already had the one gal do this to me. He's already confronted another one violently, and now this. So I blame him for suppressing that. And he suppressed it because he's working with the defense lawyer when they were getting him out, and now he's taking him on the book round and stuff. Chris Hayes is. So I blame him for suppressing that because people should have known that.
Should have known what specifically. Should
That
have known
he
that.
was that crazy. That if you say anything or do anything, he's going to be right there up in your face. Because he's out now.
We're talking about Russ.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time, have you ever had any conversations with him through any medium, social media, phone, in person with Russ?
At the girls' trial in January, he was there and he's just kept lurking around and all that. And we kind of ran into each other going to the bathroom and stuff on a break. And I said to him, oh, congratulations on your release. I know what to say to him. I was just being nice. And he said, oh, thanks. And that was it. And turned around and walked away. He had like his cousin with him. just his cousin, the same cousin that confronted this hairdresser. So that's the last time I've seen him, and we didn't really speak. We just said that.
Sometime
Niceties.
passing.
We
That was
did
in
niceties.
January.
I think it was in January.
Okay.
No other contact since.
All right, so that was in January that the daughters lost their case to get the money.
Mhm.
Is there any other legal procedures going on with it currently?
It's, they're appealing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're appealing, okay.
Yeah, they're appealing.
Where's that at, in the court
It's-
process?
Oh, I think it's gonna be a while still.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a paper thing.
All right. Okay. Because when you're stating this person who got in the car said something about Russ, that's why we gotta kind of,
Well, yeah, because that's what threw, at first it didn't even click with me. I didn't know, but again, hard to understand. My mind was going somewhere else to get out of there. So it literally was a split screen for me. Him just, at first I understood what he was saying, and then I was just concentrating on my own little world. And he was just saying crap. Yeah.
when you knocked the gun out of, or the knife, do you know, did it fall out of his hand or did it stay in his hand?
I hit it as hard as I could, or I hit him, and I think it fell.
Okay.
In my mind, it fell.
Okay.
Didn't stop to look. I, at the same time, opened the door and just ran out.
All right.
We have no idea what else was in his hand.
When he came after me?
Well, yeah, you said when he hopped in the car. He said
No,
that
but
happened
he was
something.
jumbling something.
But it should be in the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, should be in the car. Knife should be in the car if it got knocked out, because unless he had it in my house and it's in my house, it's from the car to my house. The knife's gotta be there, and whatever the hell he had was there.
All right.
Your written statement.
Yeah.
Why don't we? I know we just talked at length about what happened today.
I just did one of those
Where?
in the ambulance.
Okay. Was it as detailed as what we've just discussed here?
I think so, yeah.
You think so? Okay. You know what I'll do? I'm gonna go track it down.
Okay.
I want to read through it and maybe might have you come back and clarify some things for me if the statement wasn't too terribly clear. Okay. You said you haven't eaten any lunch or anything. Are you hungry or you're okay? Okay. Is your water okay for now?
You want a soda?
You good? Okay. Give us a few minutes and we'll be back. Okay.
If you need something, just
Yeah. Just let us know. We're right out here.
Thanks.
don't take up smoking now, though, if you haven't started. All right, hang tight, all right?
How are you doing? I'm gonna go to the restroom real fast and then I'll be right back. You good? Anything I can get you? I'll step out for a
I'm
second.
supposed to be getting my husband.
Yeah, I think
Should I,
Detective Wolf was gonna go down, or Sergeant Wolf was gonna go down there and talk
can
to
I call my lawyer?
Yeah.
Do I need my lawyer up here?
Do you?
Well, how long am I gonna be up here?
You're up here voluntarily.
No, I know, but,
We're not holding you.
no, I know, but how
Okay.
long, they're gonna kill me if I don't have one, just because of everything that's been going on. Should I call them, or are we gonna be here much longer?
Okay, you are here. You are here of your own free will. Okay,
Okay.
you have to make those decisions for yourself. I
Okay.
can't.
Well, I
tell
didn't know
what
what
I
you
do.
guys needed.
No, let me tell you what we still have left to do. Okay, in this incident, we need to make sure that we can separate your DNA from his DNA. So what we'll do is once we get a search warrant and all that stuff at the house, we'll swab him for DNA, and then they'll do swabs of the house and that kind of thing to make sure that he wasn't inside your house somewhere else or doing something they should have been doing. On the flip side, we also get your DNA because we want to make sure that we don't confuse, that we know whose DNA is in the house, okay? So we were gonna do that. Two, we were going to, what else? Oh, we're gonna take photographs. We were gonna have a county ID come up and take photographs of you, just showing your injuries or lack thereof, or just to show in case tomorrow some bruising appears, we can document the stages of whatever happens going forward. Okay, and then three, so I'm gonna get some forms for the consent for the DNA for a swab, and the swab it's like a Q-tip rubbed inside the cheek, I put it in a box, seal it away. I do one on each side of the cheek, and then it gets to the lab. And his DNA will be sent to the lab. Your DNA will be sent to the lab, and then any swabs we take from the vehicle, showing that his DNA was on the knife, those types of things. And so we just want to make sure that we have all that done. Okay. And then what else am I missing? Oh, the phone. Your phone, if he has a phone on him, we'll do a search warrant on his phone and see who he's been talking to, who's been contacted him. With your consent, we would like to glance to your phone, just make sure that you weren't getting any calls or, there isn't anything going on your end of the phone. That helps us clear you, you're making sure that you don't know this guy and this guy doesn't know you and those types of things. So those are just steps that we have to take in the investigation, okay? Another thing I wanted to ask you was, I guess your husband told the officers of a subject who was sitting on the sewer yesterday, maybe? Thought a subject was sitting on the sewer, not doing much of anything. At some point, I don't know if the guy knew that your husband was there or in the area or whatever, but he just kind of like stood up, he never looked back, and he walked away. So I guess my question for you is, do you recall recent hours, days, weeks of anything that's occurred around your house?
There happened, me and my husband were leaving our house, I guess it's been a month ago, and there was, and I couldn't even tell you, it was a light colored vehicle. I wasn't really paying attention. I did notice the person in it. Like, I couldn't describe him, but it was the same person. And I said to my husband, I go, that car, what is that car keeps, I think that car's casing me, is what I said. And he blew it off as a joke. But I kept seeing it like a couple of days in a row. It was parked and then it would just drive off.
Okay.
And I said that to him. That's been about a month ago.
Okay, so nothing for the last month? Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you didn't see this guy sitting on the sewer?
No.
You didn't see anybody else creeping around the house or anything like that? Okay. Yeah, again, Sergeant Wolf is down there talking to your husband right now. Like I said, you're here voluntarily to talk to us to help us get through this, okay? We're not holding you here. But the way I look at it is you're helping me. So, I obviously I can't tell you what.
I'm just really tired.
Fair enough, I get that. So, and we're trying to get through this as fast as possible. But I mean, in an incident like this, it doesn't just.
I know.
We don't snap our fingers in a stop.
When do we get to go back home?
Whenever you want to, but what I'd like.
My house.
Okay. Well, that right now is a crime scene. Okay, we've got that thing taped off. So going to your house and getting inside your house, that's not going to happen for a little while because we still haven't gotten inside your house yet. Okay. By the time we have to type up a search warrant, we have to take it to the prosecutor, and then have it signed by a judge, and then once we have it signed by a judge, then we go to then we deliver it, and then we execute the search warrant. So we're still in the process of. They've already typed it. I think they're in the process of going down to the judge to get it signed. So we're moving forward. These things, it's not like TV shows where you flip on the news and they have a search warrant by a phone call. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, actually getting in your house.
I'm not worried about that. I was just wondering if we could get clothes or whatever, but because the police officer
at this
said
very
maybe
moment,
tonight we could get in there. Get back in there.
I'm not going to make you any promises about when you're going to get back in your house at this point, because I just don't know where they're at there. I'm here, they're there. I have no idea where they're at, other than I heard that they're waiting on the search warrant, so that's it. Okay. But yeah, as far as like getting into the house anytime real soon, I don't foresee that as happening. All right, so bear with me. I'm going to get some forms for your consent for the phone, for the DNA, and then we'll do the swabs, do the phone. What was the other thing we talked about? I forget. All right, I asked you about the person on the sewer.
Yeah,
okay.
He didn't tell me about that.
Okay, so just sit tight, okay? I'll be right back. I'm still going to step out and use the restroom now.
That's what he was hearing. He's like, hey, listen, he wanted to know if there's any reason you should contact your attorney. I said, that's not up to me, but
I didn't know, because they freak out when you don't.
Yeah, so he was like, let me run there, and then he'd get back.
Do you need my whole phone, or do you just need the permission to?
Well, yeah, when they do the phone, they search the whole thing. Just make sure that we're not missing.
So you physically need my phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So how long does that take? Because I don't have a home phone or anything.
You know what? We're gonna work on that as fast as possible. The quicker we
I
can
don't
get.
want to rush you.
No.
It's not like that.
And we don't. We want to get everything that we can as quickly as possible. So don't worry there. Yeah, speedier the better, right?
He said it's a new phone, or you told him that it was a new phone?
She actually give me the. She said it was a new phone number. How long have you had that?
3 weeks maybe.
2000%.
What year is your vehicle?
16.
2016. I don't even know what it was. I remember seeing it sitting there, but I don't remember what it was.
It's a GMC Acadia.
Gypsy Kid. Do you happen to know the license plate?
Mm.
Do you know what color it is?
Slate gray.
Slate gray.
That's what color.
You don't know the license plate number, but it's slate gray, 2016 GMC Acadia.
You want me to put the plate on?
Is it registered to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Oh no,
And our
who's it?
business name.
What's under the business name?
H number 2 Partners
H2 Partners.
LLC.
Just making sure that we're getting consent to search the right. Katie, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
there's golf clubs in the back, and there's a
In the
big
driveway.
soda in the front still.
It's in the driveway,
And
right?
it's in the driveway. And it was running, so your policeman should have my keys, I guess. They do already.
In the driveway of 1260 Little Brave. All right. So I just need your signature, address, city and state, and then date of birth. We've got water in the fridge. You want me to get you the water?
I just wait for my husband to get here.
Yeah. Well, did he say how long he'd be? Anything?
No, not in there.
He's right off Main Street. Actually, he's right off Main Street.
Oh, okay.
So.
Perfect. Well, I assume he'll be back very shortly.
Can I go downstairs and wait for him, or
Yeah.
should I stay here?
No. You came up here voluntarily.
No, I know that.
So you don't have to stay.
I know, but I wanted whatever you guys need. I want you to get before I leave. So.
Well, we don't. I mean, yeah. Our goal would be to get as much information as we can while you're here, then to have to come back to you like in an hour or 3 or tomorrow. So, I mean, that's why we just it's more peaceful up here, you know, for us to talk. So this is your written statement that you gave Officer. Was it Wilcox? So this says started running errands about 9 a.m. Went to Conoco gas station and got gas, a soda. Went to the mall by Hobby Lobby and drove by my daughters to see if she was home. Came home and let the dog out to pee. As I was backing out, a car came out of the side street and stopped in front of the driveway. A man got out of the car and ran up to my car.
I wasn't backing out though. Now that I'm thinking about it, it was already backed out and I just got in it.
Okay. Backed out. Okay, so it
Because I
was.
didn't pull into the garage, I
Okay.
just pulled where I was.
Okay, we clarified that earlier. And ran up to my car. He jumped in and told me to take him to the bank to get Russ's money. He had things in his hands and a knife. He put the knife to my neck and told me to drive to the bank to get Russ's money. The man kept looking behind himself out the window. At one point, I threw the car in park, thinking I was going to try to get out of the car. He started yelling things at me and turned around to look out his window again. I hit his arm and ran out of the car. He ran after me, yelling at me. I tried to hold the garage door shut while I called 911. He pushed the door open. As I ran to the bedroom, I tried to lock the door. The man started banging on the door. I got my gun and as the door flew open, I shot everything in my gun. All right, so did that sound?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I mean, pretty much. I read that. I tried to read that word for word. I mean,
No, that is. I mean, that's exactly what happened. It wasn't as detailed probably as you
as we talked about
stuff out of me, but
well, we also went back to yesterday, so because like your husband saw that somebody sitting on the sewer, so didn't know what that was about.
he didn't tell me that. Probably didn't want to freak me out.
He told me.
That's what he said. Did he say he told me? Because
No, he didn't say he told you.
Okay.
I didn't ask him if he told you.
he didn't tell me, or I don't remember that he told me. I don't think he told me because I was freaked out.
Okay, so right now I think the one thing that we would be waiting on is to have somebody come up here and take photographs of you. If you want to walk around or do whatever, you're free to do so. We would like you to hang around just so we could get that, get that done. And if there's anything that comes up, once we get in the house, we might have additional questions. I don't know.
Okay,
So we'd like you to hang around.
how are you going to call me if I don't have my phone?
Well, where are you going to go?
I don't know yet.
Will you probably be with your husband?
Yeah.
How about you call your husband?
You can fix that look.
Do we have his phone number?
You're just smart aleck one, aren't you?
No.
I'm playing. You always look like you're goofing. Yes, I'll probably be with him.
What's Mark's phone number?
636-448-5241.
Perfect. Let me step out and call and see what the time frame would be to get somebody up here to just take some pictures of you real fast, okay? In the meantime,
Or you
whatever
can
you want
use
to
your phone and take them.
No, I don't use my phone to take any pictures. They have better cameras than these phones have cameras. I don't take pictures. Definitely not on something like this with my phone. But I will call people out there and see if they can send somebody our way.
Need another bar? It's cold.
If it's closed, I mean,
It's right
don't
here.
go, okay, yeah, thank you.
Yep.
And I'm just messing with you, because you always look like you're kidding around.
I only look like I was kidding around that one time there, right?
Just the once.
All right.
Okay, so we have an officer named Blythe Club. She'll do the photographs.
You have to like strip down?
Well, she's gonna. I don't know about stripping down, but she's gonna make sure there's no injuries on your back and shoulders and stuff like that, where you were leaning up and stuff like that. So she might have you do that. We won't do that in here. Another female officer will take the pictures and stuff like that. So, and then tomorrow, if you wake up with bruising that you didn't have today, because sometimes that doesn't happen instant.
Yeah.
If you do, we need to know. Just when you take some additional photographs. Okay. So we got everything else knocked out: the phone, the house, the car, the buccal swab. We're knocking out the photos. I assume
You
your
know who
husband's
this
extra.
person is yet?
If they do,
You don't.
I don't know.
Even
I'm
know?
here. Yeah, I'm here. I don't know. I don't believe they do at this point. I think they're just now. They might just now be starting to process the house. So. No, I mean, obviously, I'd like to get a name, and we can. I mean, that knowing who that person is pretty important.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So.
I would like to know, just because it's weird, not knowing.
I agree. All right, so you have water. You know this?
Yeah.
Just throw that away. No problem. Okay, you still good? As soon as your husband gets back,
He's still not here yet?
well, he was here and then he
I know
left.
he left.
So when he gets back, we'll make sure we work that out. Okay?
Let me go grab something.
Absolutely.
It's making me a little nervous.
We're coming towards the end of this. So, I know you get lonely in here. You sure you don't want a Sprite?
Thank you. My husband's not back yet.
He's not what?
He's not back yet.
I haven't been downstairs, so if he is, I don't know. He's supposed to call or have records call us when he's back.
Okay.
So you guys been married 35 years.
30-something.
It's a long time in this day and age.
Got married in... It's like 35. Close. 33, 35, 36.
Are you guys both around from Missouri originally?
Mm-hmm.
You grew up in this area?
The hood.
How long you lived out this way?
Well, we lived in Florida for 11 years. And we moved
Where
back
at?
here, Naples.
Why would you move from Naples back here?
I didn't like Florida.
Why not?
Well, Naples, which is super gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's
everybody
all-
talks about it.
It's all rich people.
There you go.
So, well, it's a service town. There's no real industry.
I got
The
you.
biggest employer was the school district.
Yeah.
So that tells you.
Yeah.
We had our own business down there. We did
Okay.
plantation shutters, but we were down there 11 years. We did that and sold it and moved back after my dad died because my mom couldn't handle.
So you guys own your own business, H2 something?
Now we do, yeah.
What do you do?
We flip houses.
Oh,
That's just an aside. Because construction is what my husband does.
okay. So you buy houses that are in poor
Foreclosure.
condition, or foreclosure, fix them up, and then sell them. Is that all? I mean, do you just do that? Do you ever buy houses and then like just rent them out and be landlords?
No. We've
No.
done that. We
You
did
done
that
that?
down in Florida, yeah.
Not good.
No.
What's the problem with that?
People don't like to pay rent.
Well, yeah, of course, but you gotta make them.
It's hard. It was hard in Florida because they got the Sunshine Act that you have to go through this big lengthy process
To get somebody removed.
to evict them.
Yeah.
Could be months, but the Sunshine Act says if you have kids, it's even longer
Okay.
to get them out. And we tried.
So you really
We had a
got.
condo down there that we rented out, and
So you really got to vet your tenants. And
there's
then even
no way
then-
to do that. One
Right.
of them we had was an ex-policeman.
Yeah.
Not on the force anymore. No brainer, right?
Well, he's next. Why is he? It depends. Why is he next?
I know. Don't know. But start skating, and then we found out that that's what they do, and then they move in the middle of the night type thing, which they did.
He's on squatters.
Free.
So-
They
so
said
it's
they're free.
easier.
By
So-
time, I mean, it can take you a few months, especially when he was good. Very nice, clean kids, and wow, not this one, and so that can go on for a few months. And then when you finally figure out, oh my gosh,
I'm
they're
getting
not going
scammed.
to
I
do
got
it,
to do something.
it's another 3 months through the eviction period.
And that costs you money just to deal with that. Time
Yeah.
and money.
In the meantime, no mortgage payment.
Right. I can understand that.
So we did it, and we're like, I just don't like dealing with people like that.
So now that the housing market's kind of coming back, has it affected your business at all?
Yeah, not so much the housing market coming back, but because there's no inventory out there.
Yeah,
The
'cause
problem
everybody's-
is people are buying foreclosures. They're
Right.
buying- Now we'll see an influx of them losing them again because the real bad ones, if you can't do it yourself, people think, oh, I can do this, but really you don't get what's in there. A lot of them sit for a year, 2 years empty, which means broken pipes. You don't
Mhm.
know it until you're
All
in
the
there.
interior stuff you don't know.
We've bought or looked at houses that have been halfway gutted. People try, and it's just too overwhelming. It's a lot of money,
So,
you know.
so your husband works for another employer, and he does
Yeah.
that on the side.
Yeah, we do it outside. We've done it since, we've done it for about 8 years.
So have you always
Well,
worked?
we quit in 2008 when the market fell.
Mhm.
We just quit because it just wasn't worth it. And then we started back up a couple years ago.
Have you always worked in that type of? You always worked in that industry?
I work in insurance. Yeah, no, we just like to, we've always renovated our own houses,
Right.
so
Yeah, if you can do it, then there's deals out there. It's not bad.
there
extra
is,
money.
the deals aren't out there anymore, that's
Well,
the
no,
problem.
I understand. I'm saying if they are.
No,
but-
I mean like, but the no inventory means banks are cranking up the prices of foreclosures.
Right.
So.
doesn't make it
the-
worthwhile.
Yeah,
There's no profit to be made.
there's no profit.
Yeah.
Not fixed up like we fix them. Like we'll do a whole new house for people inside. Kitchens, bathrooms, stove, refrigerator, everything, and there's just no margin anymore. It's real hard to find one.
Now your husband works in construction. Is that he also doing carpenter type stuff there too then?
Yeah, they do everything. But when we had our own business, he handmade plantation shutters, which are the interior shutters, and that was his business down there.
So has he got a workshop at home he does everything in? Well, he sounds like a industrious fellow.
Well, he did, but we don't have one at this house. We've only
Oh.
been at this house a year.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, pretty much everything's in his truck.
Okay.
You know,
So he
just
locks the
totes
doors
with
on
him.
his truck.
Park in the garage.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Florida. I wouldn't
it's
want to
just
live in
stinking
Florida.
hot.
But it's a dry heat. It's
No,
not
it's
Florida.
not.
I was teasing. They always say that. They always say that one time.
No, my brother-in-law lives in Arizona. His is a dry heat, and he said, hot, still hot. Because it's always 100-something there. He's in Phoenix.
I know.
Or Tucson.
Heat is always heat.
Yeah, it's just hot. If you go outside and sweat, I don't care if your pores are open or closed. It doesn't matter. In Florida, literally, it would be so humid. It's like August for 6 months.
Yeah.
You walk out and your pores go.
Yeah, you don't want to be outside.
And I just got tired of that, you know.
At least here you get the heat, and then you get the fall and the
I like
winter.
the change. When I get sick of something, we're going into something else.
Yeah, there's always a little bit
There
of...
it was like hot. Like my sister-in-law lives in Minnesota. Same thing. 6 months cold. I mean, I don't want that either. That's ridiculous. Snow and stuff. I like a little bit of it.
Yeah, that's why it's nice here, because you get a little bit of everything. Like you said, you get tired of it once, and all of a sudden here comes a change.
And it was fun at first, and then the other thing you got is in the winter when it's really nice and you're looking forward to the great weather, town was 3 times, 4 times its size.
Yeah.
Because of tourists.
Oh yeah, I've never been there, but I know a couple of people that
They
go down
treat
there.
your place like crap.
Right.
You can't get in restaurants. You can't get in anything because there's so many people. That traffic's horrid because they're not going to work. Everybody's lollygagging around. And it got to be, Naples has gotten so big now that it's just, we're like,
It's congested. And it's just not.
so horrid.
Yeah.
So horrid. When you're in town, it's like a college town. When it gets taken over, it's like.
You ever live in a college town?
Never wanted to.
Did you go to college? Where'd you go?
Down in Florida. I started UMSL up here.
Did you go to University of Florida?
No,
Florida
down in
State?
Naples.
What's the university? Is it local or what is it?
It's a private college down there. You had to go up to Fort Myers for part of it and then Naples for the rest of it. So yeah.
What'd you get your degree in?
MIS, Management Information Systems.
Sounds exciting.
It was. I haven't done it in a long time. I've been doing insurance for a long time.
Surprised you guys are entrepreneurs. Why don't you do your own insurance? You ever had your own insurance company? Or your own office or whatever? No?
It's my sales.
Well, what's H2 LLC? You're doing sales there.
No, not really. I mean, you put a house up for sale. I mean,
So you're putting it for sale.
right. But when you do like insurance and stuff, you gotta go out.
You're talking commission and all that type of stuff. That's a tough business.
Especially in this day and age with the big ones like State Farm and all those people.
Oh, I get
To
that.
be an independent means you get people that couldn't qualify for Allstate or nationwide.
Then you're
So
back
you
to
got
kinda-
issues there. And
Kind
then,
of back to dealing with the renter type situation.
yeah. You know, I started that in Florida. I was going to work for an independent, and their problem is when people need their tags, they go get insurance. They get their tags. I don't have insurance. You know that.
Right, yeah.
Done with it.
Got my card for like the show or whatever.
And all we did was chase people, calling, your payment's due, your payment. And I hate to say it, but, you know, I worked for the big chains, let somebody else have that headache. And that's why they weed them out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be good in sales.
I think you would.
No, I'm not a salesman.
And I hope she got that on film. I don't know if she did I don't think she did my forearms. I just noticed that scratch. She did my uppers and my hands, but I don't think she did that. I just noticed it.
Let me see if she's still up there. Let's see if she's.
It's not a big deal.
Well, it is a
I
big
had some
deal.
bruising starting up there.
Did she
If she wants to. She got this, yeah.
Okay.
She got all that.
But you're not sure if she got the scratch there?
Well, I did this for my hands. I don't think she took it on my arms.
I'm going to ask because there's no detail too minute. So let me go ask her. I'll be right back.
Thanks.
Go.
we've got officers on scene there. They're still going. They're still doing what they do. But I'm trying to call and arrange to get you a change of clothes. So, do you have some particular clothes that you would want? If I could direct somebody to something like just pants, shirt, something, because we're gonna have his clothes. In this case, we get your clothes too.
Yeah,
is there
they
something
just want to
particular you
grab
want?
off the shelf, a pair of jeans, and any top hanging there.
Where's
My
the shelf
closet
in the master bedroom closet?
yeah, and it's really organized. So
any pair of jeans off the shelf, and then a shirt from
just hanging.
Short sleeve, long sleeve.
It's all my summer clothes.
Okay, so just any old shirt will do with jeans, and then to make sure you stepped over them, so we're probably going to want to double check, swab the bottoms of the shoes and stuff like that too. So do you have another pair of shoes that we might be able to
any flip flops
grab
that are
you?
laying on the floor? Good.
Flip flops. Okay.
Yeah, you can have these.
Okay, sounds good. So actually, we'll get some paper bags and stuff.
Sorry, I should
Yeah,
I should have remembered that because I walked all over them pretty much.
No, you're okay. Is that black spot in there? Is that
On the
better?
shoelace.
I don't know.
Yeah, shoot it.
It looks like oil.
And it might be, but
idea. Whatever it is.
that's why
You're okay.
we run the test. So so any old pair of flip flops,
Yeah.
jeans off the shelf, and any shirt will do. Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make a phone call. We'll see if we can't work on that.
Okay.
I'm just starting to pop up a little bit.
Yeah, did you even show up in the other picture?
That's what I said to him. I was sitting here and maybe I scratched myself. We were
No, that's
pulling
okay.
up the sleeves or something.
That's
I don't
okay.
know, but I'm going, oh, there's a scratch.
No, that's okay.
But it's not swollen, it's flat. So
Just in case. Don't turn so much in the light. This camera's very temporary.
I feel bad for you coming back on.
No,
I didn't
it's
notice
okay.
it before.
No, it's completely fine. Just making sure. Make sure again. You don't see anything else. No.
What, your phone?
Yeah, I had it with me when we were in the car. Maybe it's still in the car. No, but I'll say this, I appreciate you coming up here today and being as open with us as you have. I know there's other things you'd rather be doing today, but I appreciate it.
Not really. I actually feel safer up here.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do when I was in the driveway and stuff, like safe-wise. Because I kept thinking, she kept saying they're coming, they're on their way, and I kept thinking you were going around the corner, and it never happened. So I didn't know what to do, and then once they put me in the ambulance, I felt a lot better.
Okay, good. And then the ambulance people treat you all right.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
They're medics.
The policemen were nice, and everybody was nice. I feel bad when I talk. I'm so scrambled because I can't help it.
What's up? What's up? Okay, awesome, thanks, man. Hold on one sec, man. Kind of hungry again.
I just want to find out what's going on with all these people coming at me.
Yeah,
It's a little frightening for me.
I would imagine so.
I don't even know what to do if we should go back to our house or.
Well, I don't know if Kevin asked you earlier when we were talking about it, and you said the gentleman that came up to your car, there was some familiarity there, but not.
Not that I can unscramble right now. I don't know. You know how like when the weirdness, like when you're in a place and someone you know sees you and starts coming up to you and you're like, you know, but they're out of place, like out of context. It's kind of how I felt, but not even that familiar. And maybe I was just freaked out. Maybe the whole thing was so goddamn freaky that.
What is there any way you can articulate what made you think that there was some familiarity there? Was it a voice? Was it the way he looked? Was it?
It was the way he looked.
Okay.
No, that voice. I don't know what the hell was going on there, but I don't know if he was drunk or what was going on. So it wasn't the voice. But I really couldn't even hear what his voice sounds like. I hear when he was escalating, what it was starting to get so jumbled. That's what I was freaking out.
So when he wasn't yelling, when he wasn't yelling, you could understand him. Like when he first got in.
When he first got in, yeah. And maybe he was just clear enough that I knew what he was saying. But as he got all excited, it just got so bad to where, like I said, it wasn't even full sentences. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. You know, what this guy's on. That's what it seemed like.
You guys lived there for the past year, huh?
Mm-hmm. And it's in our business name.
What about your license plates? They came back to your business too, right? Everything goes back to your business.
Not the truck doesn't. Not my husband's truck. Good old Channel 2 News, though, posted where we lived and that it was under our business name.
And your house is under that as well. So if I went to the St. Charles County Assessor's Guide, it would say
H2 Partners.
H2 Partners.
Which, if you look then at the state with H2 Partners, it's us. And he was nice enough to post that.
Do you need
See you
anything
then.
from me there,
No.
Sarge?
No.
Okay.
Take care.
Yeah. So we tried to do it that way with everything after that gal. After that happened, we moved and we put everything in the business name. And then, of course, he's announced to everybody what our business name was. And they even had it on his Facebook, the state thing where it says H2 Partners and who owns it. Posted that on there and stuff. And they allowed that. They allow that on Channel 2 to post. I mean, he should be responsible for his Facebook page. He knows what's going on there.
Well, there's a lot of responsibility in the media. What I'm saying is they have a big responsibility.
They should. In fact, I'm on disability for my accidents and my brain injuries. And that psycho girl, lady, Chris Hayes, let her post on his Facebook. She said, oh, she's faking disability. Let's all write in and get her, kicked off, whatever they do. He allowed that to be posted on his Facebook with a picture of the page that you contact Social Security to do it. And they did. They had a bunch of calls. So, of course, they reevaluated me because they have to. And, of course, I'm disabled. He allowed that. That's not right. Because she was doing vicious stuff. It's not... He should be responsible for that kind of stuff. He wasted Social Security's time. That escalated her because she thought she was really, doing something big. And he allows that stuff.
Where at in Iowa was this lady from?
I don't know where. I can't remember. I think it starts with a P. I can't remember. She's like my age. I said 57. Now, it wasn't a kid.
Right.
It was a woman who should have sense. But I attribute that stuff like that escalates people like that too. That shit ain't funny.
Right.
You don't let people post that stuff when you're the news and that's your Facebook page. That was Chris Hayes' Facebook page. Because he thinks that's whatever. They have an obligation. There's no reason for him to allow those postings, especially with what was going on, And it was in the newspaper about her being convicted and stuff in our newspaper. And
Is that why you guys moved to this new house?
and that's where we put everything in the company name. Try to get away from that, you know, the nuts.
I'm just curious. You lived in Florida. You got family in Minnesota and Arizona. You ever thought about moving out of state?
My family's here.
Okay.
And my husband's family, his father's military.
Okay.
So when he retired, he came to Boeing.
Okay. Okay.
And he died last year.
All right.
And his mom's down in Florida now. And his sister's in Minnesota, one brother's in Arizona, and one's in Texas.
So you spread all out. So you guys are kind of smack dab in the middle, right here.
Yeah. My whole family's here. We came back when my father died to help my mother. And we've been here ever since. That was in 2000 he died. So we've been back ever since to help her. But let me think about it after this.
Well, I was just curious.
What would you do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. I don't know. If this is home, I don't know.
It doesn't really feel like it right now.
Yeah. Basically, your mom still lives in the area?
My mom died.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She died.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, it gets better. She died in 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in October, and Chris Hayes posted stuff that I killed her because she was the one who fell off the balcony in Fenton. The thing broke down the spindles and she fell. He tripped and went through it. He posted that I killed her. So I got even the cycles even more going.
So it's fair to say you don't watch Channel 2.
Well, you know, the thing is, he's worked for Joe Schwartz, who was the defense lawyer, the whole time. So at the whole time, they were creating reasonable doubt. He went to prison.
That's what a defense attorney's supposed to do.
Right, that's their job. And because of my head injury and stuff, and I say stuff all over the place, I forget. I say this story, then I remember different stories or whatever. Can't help that. It's just the way it is. Documented medical thing. But they had the media then. And they did the Dateline thing that they're in with. And
What were you diagnosed with?
I got TBI, traumatic brain injury. Got a plate in my neck, surgery in my back. And I just had a car accident with bleeding in the brain.
You said you had 2 car accidents, right? So one was earlier this year. Was it
Well,
April, you said?
Yeah, I just had one in April, but I've had, I had one where I fell and hit my head on a filing cabinet at work, and that messed me up. I had an accident, and that's what they had to put a plate in my neck. I've had a lot of them, like every few years or whatever. Major ones, all like head related. So.
You're a glutton for punishment.
Well, this was the first time it was actually bleeding. So that's kind of scary. But they got that stopped. So, but it makes you like marshmallow, especially when I can remember it seems real right now, and 5 minutes later, if I tell you something, that seems real. You know? And though it's all a form of it, when I get excited and stuff, it gets all screwed up. But that's just part of a brain injury. There's nothing I can do about that.
But otherwise, you're fairly healthy.
No. I mean, I have.
I'm not trying to get too much in person.
No, my back and stuff because of my surgeries and stuff. I have degenerative disc disease, so I got a bunch of bad discs that are just disintegrating.
Yeah, anytime you have back problems, that's tough because you use your back for everything.
I've already had the one surgery on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm hoping not to get another one. I had a tear here, so they just gave me a big paint shot in this cup here. Try to get it healed. I'm like the Tin Man. I need oil every morning. That's why I go get my soda.
There you go. Hey, that's the answer, soda.
Could be a drug addict.
Well, that's true. Soda's not that bad as I drink my Sprite.
And I don't drink it every day. I was on iced tea. Listen, I just got to go for that carbonation.
What soda do you drink?
I get Diet Dr. Pepper at the gas station and put cherry juice in it to make it really cherry.
Good call.
But that's all I drink. I don't have soda at home either. I'm not going to say they might find soda there, but I don't think we do. My husband doesn't drink soda. We don't drink very much. We drink on Fridays. That's our little cocktail hour at home. On Fridays, we sit on the deck and with our dog and
Ponder over the past week.
yeah, and then just thank God it's over,
Right.
you know, and decide what we're gonna do for the weekend, and just leave people alone. I just don't get it, you know. I just don't get why these people keep coming at me. That's why when I got that money, I never did anything with it. It was like cursed. It's like I don't have anything to do with it. Everybody wants it.
Everyone likes money.
Ain't that much, really? To do crazy shit?
150,000? Not really.
It's not. Not in this day and age.
No.
I just had to buy a new car and it was $30,000 like that.
I know.
150 don't buy you squat.
No. I mean, obviously it's a good chunk of change. It's a good chunk of money, but
If someone gave you to, it's great. It's nice. But like I said,
it's
mine's
not.
still sitting in the bank.
I'm not retiring and stopping work because I got 150,000.
Oh, hell no.
That's what my point is.
Yeah,
It's
I
not.
couldn't even pay off my house.
It's not life changing money.
Right. Can't even pay off my house, so. But I guess to some people, they want it. And I guess I was stupid at the beginning, because at the beginning it was like, no, it's not what she wanted to do, or she would have done something different. You're not getting it. And I dug my heels on. It was probably stupid. I should have just gave it away and put the problem on someone else.
I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but
I just know people's greed.
a lot of people are greedy people. That's for sure.
I don't even know if it's greed. It's like they deserve it. Like it's entitlement. That entitlement, like her daughters wanted it, and I get that. I get it. But you know, she had that policy for 15 years. They were never once on it. She's changed a couple times, but never to them, and would never. And Russ was the last one on it. But she's changing that because she was leaving him.
She, like I said, I haven't followed that case too much, but she not have a good relationship with her daughters or something? No.
She loved her daughters, but they were, one was in and out of youth in need and that kind of stuff.
Wouldn't be good with the money.
No, the one was in youth in need.
Yeah,
so she got raped and got a settlement, $36,000. Gone. You ask them what? You think you buy a car as a young girl? Nothing. Partying, drugs, booze, that kind of stuff. They're the kind of girls that, when my friend was dying of cancer, that if she didn't give them what they wanted, it would be nothing to say, you're such a bitch. You know those kind of kids?
Right.
A bitch.
Yeah, that's not good. No, you should.
First, she would have killed me.
Right.
Second, you just didn't.
Right. Yeah, I would.
But that was common. Just those kind of, that level. Just out of control level. So, it was funny, we were in that level of kids. I don't know that because my kids are like, one's a teacher and one's an IT professional, and it's like, kids like that, where you can't keep them in school, and one got busted for dealing pot in school with Timberland, and it's just weird to me, you know, and I always felt bad for her,
Right.
you know, 'cause she couldn't control them. Always kicking them out. They were going to grandma's or staying in an aunt's, or, you know, they couldn't.
Couldn't get on track, it seemed like.
They couldn't, and I don't know why. I don't know why some kids are different. I can assume it's how you're raised.
I've been doing this job a little while, and I'm always curious. I get curious as to that, why certain kids turn out the way they do.
I know with my friend, her biggest problem with the girls was she wanted to be their friend. Hated it when they were mad at her. So when they would curse at her, it was devastating.
Yeah.
What am I interrupting?
Nothing.
Okay, so somebody asked me a question and I did not know the answer to it. I know that we kind of went through the timeline today about you going to Conoco and looking for thrift stores, went to the mall. Did you go to the mall before you went to the right company? Or do you recall?
I went to the mall. I went to the mall.
Or did you go to the mall before you went to the right company? Or did you go to the mall after you went to the right company? Or did you go to the mall before you went to the right company?
well, I didn't go into the mall. I was gonna go into the mall, and then I went to the bread company to go pee.
Okay.
And then
So you
they
actually went
said-
inside for that,
Yes, I had
Okay.
to go in, yeah, unless I gotta drive through pee.
and then you went to Hobby Lobby.
Went to Hobby Lobby, didn't go in there either, because then I looked, it was getting late, so I had to go let my dog out, and then I was gonna go back up.
But you drove by your daughter sometime in there.
Yeah, because she's right up there.
Okay. Did you, at any point in time, did you stop by, I mean, did anybody see you withdraw any money or go by a bank or anything like that? Did you go to
I
an
didn't go
ATM or
to
anything like that?
Uh-uh.
Okay. Never went to the ATM, never went to the bank, nothing like that? Okay. So,
Girl knows me at the gas station, because I'm there every morning, but
so I guess what I'm just trying to like figure out exactly where we were in the timeline. And basically, I guess I think you call 911 about 12:04, I believe. If my notes are right out there. So between 9:15 and 12:04, so it's just short of, it's about 2 hours and 50 minutes or so. So I'm just trying to account for all those, so make sure we know every spot that you like went. So can you kind of walk me through after you left Conoco, like where you drove and what you did?
oh, okay. Yeah, when I left Conoco, I kept going down Bryan Road, and then sometime I crossed over, I'm not sure what that is at the end there, crossed over to go to K, and went down Old O'Fallon and that, just looking for shops and stuff like that. So I drove all the way down, what's the name of the neighborhood? Past St. Barnabas Church, which is on the right.
Okay.
Past that, turned around a neighborhood down there because it started getting residential. Came back, went down by Sonderan, and then, because there used to be shops back and they're all closed up. There was a strip mall next to the the cleaning place there.
The laundromat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the laundromat. If you're looking at the laundromat, to the left there's a strip mall. There used to be a resale shop in there, and I went by there, and they're all closed down now. And I went up and down a couple of streets. So I drove around there, looking all around the Old O'Fallon. Came back out, went down to, I think I came back out on Bryan. Maybe I was on K, I don't know. But I hit Mexico. So I went down Mexico, and I went down a couple streets looking down there, like where the fried chicken coop place is. Oh, I had gone to the right on Mid Rivers because there's a Goodwill there and stuff like that. And I thought, well, maybe there's some shops down there. So I went and looked in there, and to the right where Schnucks is, just looking for shops. Came back around, and I was just went down. I think at that point I went down by the mall that way.
Did you do like any internet searches on your phone for thrift stores or anything like that?
No, because I wouldn't know their names.
Okay, so I didn't know you did like thrift stores and St. Peter's or thrift stores in O'Fallon to see what things.
I really don't do that stuff very much.
Okay, so you just sound like you were driving around everywhere.
Yeah, I just drive around everywhere. That's just what I do.
So the only stops, how many actual? I mean, it sounds like you were driving around everywhere. How many stops did you make?
I think
Let's-
just one at the bathroom.
Okay, and by stop, you determine that to mean stop, get out of my car. It did something for you, but you did drive by the mall, drive by Hobby Lobby, drive by some of these other thrift stores, Goodwill, stuff like that. You just didn't stop.
No. Mm-mm.
Did you just ask me, did you make notes like Goodwill on Mid Rivers? Is there anything like that
No,
in the
because
truck?
I know where that's at. Because my aunt's house is down the road off of Mid Rivers, so I know that area.
Did you talk to anybody on the phone while you were driving around or anything like that? Anybody call you? Did you call anybody? Anything like that? No, nobody was with you? Nobody else was in the vehicle with you or anything like that? I'm just trying to make sure we have a timeline.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. No, I didn't talk to anybody or.
Okay, so this, I mean, just to establish the timeline and all that stuff, I'm likely going to be going to, or at least somebody will be going to, the bread company, and try and just catch you on video coming in, just to, again, show your timeline. Is there any way you could narrow it down? Like, I don't look through 2 hours worth of film. Do you know if there's a smaller time frame? Is there anything like you can remember that might be able to narrow it down closer?
Well, If I left around 9:15, 9:30-ish, was at Conoco, probably 10:30, 11 maybe? If I was home at 12,
Did you come
maybe
across?
11,
Okay, 11, 10:30, 11.
probably.
All right, well, that helps. So we can narrow it down. Did you talk to anybody? Maybe you didn't like stop and get out of your car necessarily, but did you make any contact with anybody? Did you get gas at a gas station?
Just that morning at
What?
Conoco.
Okay, so you got gas at the Conoco.
Yeah, and then I got
your-
my soda.
Okay,
Yeah.
with your soda.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I talked to the gal at the counter because I see her every day.
Okay. Didn't stop and talk to anybody else? Okay. Okay. I think that's it. I was just trying to make sure we knew kind of, if we could narrow it down just so we could show that, you know, you're kind of code 915, you're, you
Yeah.
know, what's that? So. Okay.
You need a water or anything? I don't
I'm
know.
good, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, that's yours? Okay.
We're working on getting those closed.
Oh, okay.
And as soon as we can get, oh, we got closed. How about that? I didn't see your point. So, Ms. Hupp,
Yeah.
what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go get Officer Club again, and then we're probably gonna have you go in that other room and change out of your clothes. She's gonna seize those clothes, okay? And we have your jeans. We got jeans and a shirt for you. So we got clothes for you. So just hang tight, okay? I'll go get